So I just remember when we shot Icons, we were at Metallica HQ, and I kind of snuck around and saw the case room there, and there seemed to be this endless row of Flying Vs, like every color, every year. What do you have the most? Is it Flying Vs that you have the most of, or is it Les Pauls?
Flying Vs.
Yeah.
Yep. I love Flying Vs. I think it's because I've had one for so long. I've been playing ever since 2 years into my guitar playing. I changed from a Strat to Flying V, and that was it. I've been playing over 40 years now. Flying Vs are just natural to me. They feel natural to me. The neck, the sound, the pickup configuration, the knob configuration, the empty cavity sound. When you play a Flying V, I hear that empty cavity when I play it. I love Flying Vs. I'm like Rudolf Schenker. Yeah, we talk about Flying Vs every time I see him. I have 3 from the 60s. I have at least 15 Medallion Vs. I pretty much have every year from the 70s. I have the 80s white rectangular neck Vs and dot inlay Vs. I have those crazy wooden Vs with the V-shaped pickups. One V I don't have is the backwards V. That looks like every to me.
It can't all be winners.
Yeah. I have to draw a line.
Yeah.
But I even see new Vs. I'm like, I gotta have that.
Well, I remember I was sitting around my house. It was a Saturday. I was sitting watching a movie with my kids, and my phone dinged. And I looked at it, and you had sent me a text, and it was, dude, I just got something. My phone dings again, and it's pictures of the Schenker V.
Yeah.
How big of a moment was that?
It was
for you to have that guitar.
It was huge. I mean, I really have to give a lot of credit to the guy who sold it to me, to Wolf Hoffmann from Accept. I mean, he got it from Michael Schenker's tour manager, who had been sitting on it for like 20 years. And there's not that many pictures of that particular V in the incarnation it's in now,
yeah.
Which is in the black and white V2 paint job. But it's the red Medallion V that Michael Schenker played on Phenomenon, Forset, and No Heavy Petting. And it's crazy because you can still see some of the red, if you look at certain spots on the guitar. Michael knows I have it, and he said 100%, that's the guitar that he played on the first 3 UFO albums. For me, that's amazing, because I've spent years, it feels like years, listening to UFO guitar solos, trying to figure it out. And I've spent so much time listening to that particular guitar. It's one of those full circle things. It's crazy because when I was about 17 years old, I was in a record store in Berkeley, California called Rather Ripped Records. And I saw Phil Lynot's solo album. I had turned the cover over, and there's a live shot of Thin Lizzy on stage somewhere, some festival. There's Gary Moore. He has Greenie. And, he's bent back, bending a string. I remember looking at that picture and pointing at the guitar and going, that's a cool guitar. That's a cool picture. And why is that Les Paul cooler than other Les Pauls that I see other people playing? There's something about that Les Paul. It was Greenie, and getting that guitar, again, full circle. It's crazy how things like that happen to me in my life, but they seem to happen with that Schenker Flying V. I mean, it's almost like a religious relic for me. It represents so much of my youth and all the travails I went through in just trying to learn how to play guitar and be a great improviser and soloist like Michael Schenker. It's just one of those crazy things, I have to start off this conversation with, this is a phone number. It's a London phone number.
Yeah.
Earl's Court. This phone number was Peter Mensch's phone number. Peter Mensch managed Michael Schenker right after Michael Schenker left UFO. And Michael Schenker stayed at Mensch's house during the recording of the first MSG album. Hence, Peter Mensch's phone number on this case. And what is in this case?
Yeah, I got an idea.
Yeah. We get.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, yeah.
Okay. It's its appearance is deceiving. It looks like, your typical Michael Schenker Gibson Flying V painted, the V2 rocket. He did that for a while. But what this guitar really is it's a Gibson Medallion V from the 71 or 72, and it was Michael Schenker's Medallion V that he got from Rudolf Schenker, and this is the guitar that Michael Schenker used to record the first 3 UFO albums, Phenomenon, Force It, and No Heavy Petting. This guitar used to be red. You can still see some of the red, poking through the white, certain areas. I spent so much time as a teenager just staring at this guitar on the back of UFO's Force It album. There's a picture of Michael Schenker playing this very guitar. It's red. You can see the medallion. And I used to stare at that guitar going, I need to get a Flying V, And I got that one. But little did I know that, decades later, I would have the very Flying V that I was staring at.
Yeah.
I mean, so something weird is happening there. I don't know what it is, but I seem to be able to attract guitars that I've spent so much attention on over the years, and somehow or another they've made their way towards me, like Greenie and this Flying V. This is the one that he played all those guitar solos on that, I spent so much time relearning. And, it's amazing to have this guitar. It has, the T-top pickups. The bridge isn't original, but, the tailpiece is, and you see a little bit of wear there on the tailpiece, and I'm just thinking, Michael's, hand was right there.
What would 15-year-old Kirk say if he knew that one day he was going to have this guitar?
50-year-old Kirk would probably run out of the room going, you're crazy, and would be really scared of the responsibility of having such an important instrument. It's just like, because when I first started playing guitar, I didn't feel worthy of anything.
Well, I've seen you play it. And you it was on Kimmel?
Yeah, I played it
right after you got it.
I had to play it, I had to play it just right away. And I think I got it the day before we did that Kimmel thing, and I was just like, I gotta play this. I have to play this.
God, these Medallion Vs.
Yeah.
It's like a popsicle stick neck.
Yeah. I have quite a few Medallion Vs, and, consistently great. Consistently great.